All right, I want to take just 5 minutes, those that know me will laugh at that, and just kind of do a quick review of questions that we're seeing on the ERTC. We've got a video out there. If you haven't seen the video, reach out to the FCA, we'll get that video. We've got case studies, we've got the 941X, showing you how to fill it out and what you've got to do and all that process. But I want to take a few minutes, getting lots of calls, lots of emails. Just want to kind of go through it one more time, real fast, so you can reference this and then go watch the long video for details, filing, and stuff. Employee retention tax credit. 2 ways we qualify. First way we qualify, closed under a government order. So, what is closed under a government order? Closed under a government order, if you look at all the FAQs, look at everything else, if the way that you operate your business is reduced by 10% or more, then you're going to qualify. You can qualify for the ERTC for the period that was reduced. Now, limited capacity. They come in and say you can't be open. Just because you have limited capacity doesn't mean you qualify. To qualify, the way you function and operate your business needs to be changed and altered by at least 10%. Now, if you're a tax office, limited capacity. They say you can't do limited capacity, therefore, maybe you're not doing walk-ins. Maybe you had to take away some yellow space. You don't have as much appointment space. You don't have as much ability to see those clients. You're forcing people to go digital. You're forcing digital drop-off. You're forcing other ways to interact with clients. You can qualify for the ERTC. Now, once the government orders are lifted, meaning you don't have to do that, you can go back to business as usual. You can schedule all your tax pros. You don't have to spread out the desk. You don't have to do whatever. Your ERTC stops at that point. So it stops at the date the government order is lifted. Government order comes in. They say limited capacity. You have to spread people out. You can't have this many people in the office. You're forced to change your operating model. It's the same as a restaurant, right? Restaurants are forced to do takeout. People can't come in. FAQs are clear that it qualifies. Now, if reduced capacity doesn't require you to change it, you still have clients coming in, you're not forcing people for digital drop-off, you're not forcing people to leave their stuff, you're still taking walk-ins, you still got all the things you need to do, you're not going to qualify. But if the government order, and all of them I've looked at have some kind of government order that says, look, you've got to space people out, you can't do it. We're forced to change our operating model, you're going to qualify. But you only qualify for the period of time that the government order is in place. Government order is issued on April the 10th, and it goes through May the 11th of 2021. They're going to qualify. Now, what wages qualify? Only the wages paid during that period. Any wages that were paid after May 11th, if my date is May 11th, then on May 12th, those wages don't qualify. But any wages paid up until that point are going to qualify if you're down under a government order. Now, obviously we'll talk in just a second. I'm going to talk about their gross receipts being reduced. But I just want to kind of clear through this process with everybody and make sure that we're on this page. It doesn't matter if you're under a government order. It doesn't matter if you're down in gross receipts or up in gross receipts. It doesn't matter if you're making more money, losing money, more profitable or less profitable. What matters is the way you function your business, the way you operate your business was obstructed. You are forced to change your operating model based upon a government order. Once the government order is lifted, doesn't matter anymore. You might simply say, well, I'm not, I can't believe I get this much money. Well, I don't think I should get this. I can't believe it. I got clients that come in, they get all this CIC, but maybe they shouldn't get it. The laws are there for a reason, and what we're saying is look at the laws. If you meet the rules, now don't go. If you didn't affect your business as far as the way you function, if there wasn't an order saying, hey, look, you shouldn't do this, then yeah, you're not going to qualify. There's a lot of great tax laws. We're not trying to say go make a bad one just because of money. This is a huge credit. I've seen franchisees get over $600,000 off of this. It's a great credit, but you've got to do it. Now, also, you've got to make sure that you back out your PPP wages, but we'll come to that in just a minute. I'm not going to go into this is supposed to be a quick video, and I'm already going too long. So, if you're closed because of a government order, so what we did is we go to the governor orders for the state, executive orders. We looked and said when the governors was requiring businesses to follow CDC recommendations and requiring businesses to reduce capacity, 6 feet separation, all this other stuff. Well, I've got a cubicle, there's a wall right here with a chair here and a chair right there. I can't operate both those the way that I was running with 6 feet distance. It just doesn't work. So we had to reduce capacity. Now, if one office is affected, all your offices get it. So if a government order, when it says required to follow CDC, that's your start date. If the government order says you have to reduce capacity, that's your start date. Down the road, May, April, June, July, if you're in Oregon, they say it's now recommended. Well, recommended doesn't mean required, so that's your stop date. Only those wages in that date are going to qualify. Everything in those dates qualify. Everything outside the date doesn't qualify. Now, the other way to qualify is reduction of gross receipts. This one's a little harder. This one's for 2020, if your gross receipts were down 50% in a quarter. Now for this one, we go quarter by quarter, not day by day. On the government order, we're measuring day by day. Is there an order in place today? Is there an order in place today? Though you stop at a date. With the gross receipts, it's a quarter by quarter. Look at the 2019 third quarter. Look at the 2020 third quarter. Look at the 2019 second quarter. Look at the 2020 second quarter. Look at the fourth quarter of 19, fourth quarter of 20. If you're down more than 50%, you qualify for the ERC for those wages for that quarter. 2021, first quarter. They're going to compare that to first quarter of 2019. If I'm down, now for 2021, it's only 20%. So 2019 versus first quarter of 2019, first quarter of 2021, am I down 20%? I qualify. Am I not down 20%? I don't qualify. Second quarter, same thing. Second quarter 19, second quarter 21. Third quarter 19, third quarter 21. Fourth quarter 19, fourth quarter 21. If there's a 20% reduction, I qualify for the whole quarter. If I'm not a 20% reduction, I don't qualify unless I'm under a government order. Government order gives me from date to date. Reduction in receipts gives me the entire quarter. What wages qualify? For 2020, you're capped at $10,000 per employee for the entire year. So I look at what they made during the year. I got to reduce it by any money I paid for Triple P. So I'm going to reduce it by any Triple P money submitted for Triple P forgiveness, FMLA, anything like that. What's left? $10,000 per employee. For 2020, I get 50%. For 2021, I'm going to reduce it by any Triple P. If I got round to the Triple P, if I didn't, then I'm going to take all of it, and I'm going to get 70% of the first $10,000 per quarter. So first quarter, January, February, March. There you go. Well, my wages, $10,000 per employee, qualified wages. Second quarter, $10,000 per employee, qualified wages. I'm going to do it by quarter and get my percentage. For 2020, I'm going to amend my fourth quarter 941. I'm going to look at what my qualified wages were. I'm going to amend that. A couple of things real fast. You're going to amend the fourth quarter for 2020. For 2021, you're going to amend or file it with every quarter moving forward. Now, when you're filling out your Schedule 1, what wages do I use? The only thing I'm going to put on my 941X is I'm going to fill out the questions on the first page, and we have the sample. Look at the sample form. On the second page, I'm going to go to where it says refundable and non-refundable. Those are the only lines I'm going to use. Now, I know in the last column it needs to be a negative. If it's not a negative, it's not a refund. So make sure you look at the samples, look at the forms, fill those out, and do that. Now, fourth quarter 941, for 2020, I'm going to look at what were my wages on my fourth quarter 941. I'm going to multiply that by the 6.2. That's my refundable part. The rest of it's going to be on the second part of your schedule, which is going to go on the other line on the 940X. That's your non-refundable. You're going to get it all refunded. But that's how the IRS is calling it, refundable and non-refundable, which is up to your Social Security withholding and the rest of it. It's going to go on your 941X. You're going to use, you're amending the fourth quarter, so your part there on your part one is not going to be all 4 quarters wages. It's going to be the refundable part is based upon the Social Security wages on the fourth quarter. But the rest is going to go there. When you add up those lines, you're going to add up those lines. When you add those lines up, those lines are going to equal what goes on the bottom, which is going to show you what your total wages are. For fourth quarter, I'm going to put on there what my total qualified wages were, and I should be able to look at those lines, add up those lines, and those lines should equal 50% of the line at the bottom. So if I'm looking at my 941X, I'll go ahead and throw this on the screen here for you real fast. Just go ahead and show it on the screen so you can look at this. Just trying to go fast, just because I don't want a long video for you guys to have to watch. But you'll need to do your own, you'll need to watch a longer video for more information. But all you're going to fill out right here, make sure this matches. We already talked about it. Line 2, claim for refund, don't do anything else. Certify. 3B, you're going to go down to 5, you're going to hit C. Number 4, you're going to hit B. You're going to check those boxes. This is all you fill out. Line 18, you're going to put this here. This has to be a negative. If it's not a negative, you don't get a refund. Scroll down to line 26. This is the rest of it. It's going to go right here. Right there, get your refund. Total wages are going to be right here in box 30. These two add up. You put it right here. You're going to put it in column 4, line 27. Do your math. Line 30 times 50% should be line 27 if you're doing a 2020 return. Nope. If that doesn't match, then you got a problem. That's going to match. That's going to show you where you are. For 2021, this amount times 70% should be this, which is line 18 and line 26 added together is going to match that. Put your reason, sign it, mail it. You don't need to send in the Schedule 1 worksheet. You don't need to send in anything else. All you need to send is your 941X. That's all you got to do. It's super easy. Look at the process. If you have questions, watch the other video. There's lots of good information out here for it. Let's just make sure that we're doing it. But 2020, if you have qualified wages, then it's going to be the full quarter. If you're under a government order, it's going to be based upon the time that your business operations. So if you look at the case study that was out there for the retail store, they said, well, they're down 50% capacity, they don't qualify. Well, it's possible that a retail store reducing their capacity by 50% isn't going to affect their sales. It's not going to affect their business. It's business as usual. The cashier comes in like usual. The clerk comes in like usual. You stock the shelves like usual. The fact that you can only have 20 employees in the store versus 40, or only have 10 versus 20, doesn't affect your ability to run your business. But if you have to operate your business differently by saying, oh, I'm sorry, you're a walk-in client. I can't service you as a walk-in client. You have to drop this off. I'll have to call you. You have to do something different. That's where it's different. So retail versus a service business, like an insurance agent, like a restaurant that forces you to do takeout, forces you to take it with you. Tax appointment requires you to do drop-off, requires you to do it virtually. That's where we're qualifying, but it's only for that period of time. Hope that helped. If it didn't, let me know, but just wanted to throw it out there. We got a longer video. It's out there. Watch it if you have any questions, and hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a good time. I hope this works out for you.